Hello, today we have some great tips for you for the month of August. August is actually a great time to begin planting or get a fall garden established so that you can have a nice fall harvest. You can replant things such as summer squash, cucumbers, bush beans, as well as the cool season crops such as carrots, lettuce, potatoes, beets, and things like that like the cooler weather. So this is a great time to get out in the garden and get those ready and started so that you'll have a nice fall harvest. Now, if some of your perennials, your spring blooming perennials are starting to become overcrowded and declining in flowering, you may need to divide those. And again, this is a good time of month to get in and start dividing your spring blooming perennials and remove the smaller, diseased, weaker portions of those plants and discard those, and keep the larger, healthier portions and replant those. Now the weather is starting to really heat up again, and so you might want to watch for populations of insects to start exploding in the garden and treat as needed. The other thing you might want to watch for is this time of year we sometimes have webworms that pop up in trees throughout the state, and the best way to treat those is you have to break through the webbing or remove the webbing in order to treat and destroy the caterpillars that are forming those webs. So if you can reach them and remove them manually, that's the best way to do it. Otherwise, you have to use a hard spray to penetrate through that webbing using the appropriate insecticide to treat those. Some turf tips for the month of August include things like weed management and insect control. Some of the cool season weeds or winter weeds that will pop up later on this fall, such as Poa annua, which is annual bluegrass, should be treated in late August, early September with a pre-emergence herbicide. That's the best time to apply those so that it's in place before the weeds start germinating later on. These types of products will need to be watered in. Also watch for large brown patches that may show up in your turf areas at this time of year, and look for possibly droughty conditions, dry conditions. Maybe if you have an irrigation system, make sure that irrigation system is working properly. But also look in the soil for lots of white grubs that might be just underneath the soil layer. Usually in the outer portions of those rings, you might find large populations of white grubs, and if you find those, then you'll want to treat those with the appropriate insecticide. Those also need to be watered in to work appropriately, and the best time to do that is mid to late August to control those white grubs. Now also, if you have cool season grasses like tall fescue, you want to make sure that you raise the mower height up to about 3 inches to 3.5 inches, especially in shady areas. If you're going to convert a warm season grass like Bermuda grass into tall fescue, then this would be a good time of year to start spraying it with a product containing glyphosate to make sure that you kill out all of your Bermuda grass and other perennial weeds before you then begin installing your tall fescue grass later on this fall. And brown patch can also be a problem. It can continue to be a problem in your tall fescue turfs as well. It's a fungal disease that can develop into a real mess, and those can usually be treated and controlled fairly easily with fungicide sprays.